In lieu of Halloween right around the corner, I have yet another shocking story about a lesbian couple going through some things with some Halloween drama. Let's get into it. Okay, I have never done this before, but I really need advice if I am crazy or not. So me and my girlfriend agreed to dress as Johnny and Marvis from Hotel Transylvania. I have had this idea since we first got together. I was really excited to dress up as people who represent our personality well, and I thought she was too. I spent over $150 finding a perfect outfit for Marvis weeks ago. I kept stressing to her that she needed to start finding stuff for her outfit soon, however, she didn't get her first item till 2 nights ago. Anyways, after my aunt's funeral today, I began getting ready and it took me about an hour, and she walked in 15 minutes before we had to leave and said, "I'm not wearing my outfit. I don't want to dress up." I tried to reason with her that I spent a lot of money on our outfits and nobody would know who I was without her, but she just said she didn't care and didn't want to wear it. So I asked her to drive me to TJ Maxx, where people began staring at me and pointing and making fun of me. So upon leaving the store, I began crying because I was really embarrassed. She then proceeded to yell that it wasn't her fault and I should be reminding her or took her to get her outfit earlier. I then began to have a panic attack because of the stress and just being upset, to which she slams the car door and goes into the store to get adult beverages for tonight. But I need to know, am I the one in the wrong? Edit. I should also mention that the main reason I was upset was if I knew she wasn't going to dress up, I would have chosen a different costume and dressed on my own, yet she waited until I no longer had time to get a new outfit.
That's a lot.
Jeez.
Why is she she's blaming her for not going to get that outfit earlier, not reminding her. Why can't she remember to do that herself? That doesn't
it's
make sense.
Her girlfriend's not her mom. Halloween is always on October 31st. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're dressing up for a party, but your girlfriend shouldn't be responsible for reminding you. She already reminded you the first time. She doesn't need to be babying you, nagging you to get a costume. You guys agreed on a planned date or a planned event to be prepared for. Disregarding the whole logistics of somebody needs to remind somebody else, I think just her reaction, her girlfriend reacting this way.
Slamming the door.
Gosh, that's aggressive.
Yelling.
But also I'm not wearing my outfit. I don't want to dress up. She didn't care and didn't want to wear it. So it just, I mean, I know we're getting one side of the story, but it sounds like her girlfriend is very apathetic about the situation. In no way was she trying to make amends. And she also waited the last minute.
It sounded like maybe she was upset about something else, but it was blown out of proportion. But she didn't get it. Maybe she was just upset because she wanted to look just as good as her, but didn't have enough time to get all the stuff she needed, and then she was regretting it, or she just really didn't want to do it.
I don't think this is really something to warrant a breakup or anything like that, but it really shows that communication should have been there. The other girlfriend should have stepped up to tell her that she didn't want to wear it. I don't understand why she didn't want to wear it, but she should have told her sooner so that way they could figure something out. But then also, when it came to the whole event at TJ Maxx of her being basically made fun of, her girlfriend didn't do anything about it.
She chose to yell at her instead of comfort her or stick up for her. I mean, we weren't there, so the whole situation is kind of...
But, I mean, this person who posted it, she felt embarrassed and she was crying. I feel bad for her.
And then to get yelled at after you've just been embarrassed and you're crying. She doesn't want to wear it when they've already planned this out, it seems. I would have been upset. It's one thing if you didn't want to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have told me that from the beginning, and then we could have talked about something else that we could do together. Or if you didn't want to dress up at all, then okay, cool, and I want to, then I would dress up. But the communication was not there.
Agreed. After my aunt's funeral today, I began getting ready. That's unfortunate that she had to deal with the death in the family on top of all this.
It sounded like maybe they had the funeral and then they had some party they were going to for something else later. I'm not sure why the girlfriend who didn't want to dress up didn't want to all of a sudden. But obviously you would think, I don't know, if it was me personally, even if I didn't want to be dressing up that way and you just went to a funeral and you're sad, and then I'm why would I be yelling at you over something? I would just be okay, it was my fault. I made the mistake of not getting all of my costume together, but can we go figure something out super quick so we can dress up together? I wouldn't want to be putting you through more of an emotional
See, that's what
state.
a good girlfriend would have done. Some of the comments said, WTF, no. She's being terrible. Oh my gosh. Does she act like this in other parts of your relationship? None of that was mature or reasonable on her part. I'm pissed for you on your behalf. Somebody else said, you need communication. She wasn't into looking in for a costume. Not your place to remind her, which is what we said and agreed. It's not her mom. But I think since you just left your aunt's service, your emotions might have been on the edge. Going to the store in your costume on and people looking at you, I think you overreacted a bit. You had a lot of stuff going on, and her deciding not to dress up was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. And I guess that's what I was saying. Like, I would have just dressed up for you because you're probably already emotional. I mean, it's not really overreacting. She's like,
I don't know.
Okay to have her emotions.
Yeah, I don't want to like tell people, oh, you shouldn't have cried.
Yeah. I mean, she has every right to be upset because the girlfriend's not wanting to dress up, and then on top of feeling upset probably about her aunt in the funeral, and then the girlfriend not wanting to dress up, it was just a lot.
I think that her girlfriend lacks emotional awareness, perhaps, of just like reading the room. Because, like, yeah, like you said, she went through a funeral, and like now you're throwing on this additional stress. Like, you're not helping.
And then going to the store, and then you're fighting, and she's yelling, and that's a lot.
One person said, oh my god, no, I suggest you run. Unfortunately, you can't force her to wear it. You can be hurt by it, and it sounds like you explain why. But in the end, you have to accept that it isn't going to happen like you wanted it to. I can see why it'll be frustrating, though. Put the shoe on the other foot, but don't think about how you'd like her to react or feel. Instead, think about why she would have reasons to say no.
But why does she need to think about the reasons why she's saying no? Like, I feel like the girlfriend should communicate why she's saying no.
I don't think she cares why she says no. It's just like, originally, reading this again, I also mentioned that the main reason I was upset was if I knew she wasn't going to dress up, I would have chosen. So it wasn't like that she was upset that she didn't wear the costume. It was just that she waited to the last minute and made this whole thing worse and didn't give her any time to plan for it. So that's just added stress. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think this relationship is? 10 being like the worst.
The relationship or the situation?
Yes, the situation. How bad is the situation?
I don't know. I feel like I would be pretty upset. Maybe like a 6. I'm not sure if it's super serious because you can always work on things in relationships. So maybe the girlfriend needs to work on communication, or maybe she's struggling with something else that we don't know. But they definitely need to communicate. I feel like it always goes back to communication. That's what we said in the last video too, was communication.
I think we throw that word a lot, and a lot of people say that no matter what relationship you're in, using the word and actually applying it and seeing examples is helpful. I would give it maybe a 4.
A 4?
Yeah. I think because this is a very contained... Again, we don't have enough like details on like if this kind of lack of communication is echoed through the rest of their relationship. But with this isolated incident, this issue, yes, it sucked, but the relationship can be fixed if they have if they talk about it. She has every right and should express her feelings to tell her, hey, this really upset me, and find ways to see if they can make this better. If the girlfriend is dismissive of this issue and doesn't see that her behavior was wrong, that's a red flag.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I think I gave it a 6 because I don't think it was really an appropriate time for the girlfriend to have this whole, oh, well, you should have reminded me attitude when the one that was dressing up was just experiencing like a loss of a family member. I mean, I don't know how close she was to this person and how emotional it was for her, but I feel like that's kind of a red flag when you're experiencing something so emotional and your partner doesn't seem to care that much. She was like blowing other things out of, like, the costume is not such a big deal, so that's why it's at a 6.
If you guys really enjoyed this video where we talked about some juicy tea, you might want to check out this video over here where we talk about another story where this girl was in a marriage and there was no sex, and her wife was not helping out with any of the bills. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.